The NBA has a way of throwing the same teams against each other in the playoffs year after year. After all, the cream rises to the top, and the best of the best will clash repeatedly for supremacy. Sometimes one team just can't cut it and is bested every time. But now and then, two teams clash, like when an immovable object meets an irresistible force. It is these clashes that make for the best basketball. These are the kind of spring nights that you remember decades later. We will rank the greatest of these rivalries for you. Number 1. Celtics vs. Lakers, 80s and 90s. It isn't even a question. The Lakers-Celtics rivalry is, and perhaps even remains, the most titanic clash in NBA history. The roots of this one go deep. In the late 1960s, the Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain Lakers kept falling short of the indomitable Bill Russell Celtics. But in the 1980s, with Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the helm, the Showtime team from Tinseltown was one of the best ever to bounce a ball in anger. While those Lakers were shown for their showy version of b-ball and A-list celebrities on the floor, the Celtics were renowned for being the hardest working team, with workhorses who got the job done, most notably Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale. But they were sparked by a true genius, Larry "Legend" Bird. The Lakers won 5 titles, and the Celtics 3 in that unbelievable period. And the two fan bases despise and respect each other to this day. Number 2. Bulls vs. Pistons, 80s and 90s. In the 1990s, Michael Jordan became an unbeatable superstar. But back in the 1980s, he was known as a flashy soloist who didn't learn to play with his teammates, like James Harden with shoulder pads. Sorry, James. Try as he might, his Chicago Bulls were no match for the gritty juggernaut that was the Detroit Pistons' Bad Boys. The two teams kept bumping into each other in the East Conference. And of course, it didn't help that the two cities had only 280 miles between them. The Pistons won the first 3 matchups between them, in the 1988 Eastern Conference semifinals and the 1990 and 1991 Eastern Conference finals. But the Bulls kept improving each time, dragging Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons to a 7-game battle royale in 1991. But in 1992, Chicago swept their rivals. How personally did MJ take these contests? He said it was like good overriding evil. Number 3. Knicks vs. Bulls, 90s. The New York Knicks of the 1990s were one of the best teams ever to win a title. Legendary coach Pat Riley built around the phenomenal skills of Patrick Ewing. But what set them apart was the rough-and-tumble defense led by Charles Oakley. But just as the team was crystallizing, the Phil Jackson-era Bulls hit their stride. The results were unfavorable from the New York perspective. Chicago knocked them out in 1989, 1991, 1992, 1993, and 1996. The Knicks did get the better of their rivals in 1994. But many believe that doesn't count because it was Jordan's "I think I will try playing baseball" year. Jordan remembers taking those matchups with New York more seriously because it's like fighting your big brother or little brother. You gotta show them who you are. Number 4. Knicks vs. Heat, 90s-2000s. The seeds for the Knicks-Heat rivalry were sown when their legendary head coach, Pat Riley, quit by fax to become the president and head coach of the Heat. Then it was compounded when the two teams became the first in history to match up in the playoffs 4 times straight. Though the Heat won the first meeting in 1997, the Knicks won the next 4. The Heat of that time wasn't the razzle-dazzle team of the LeBron years. Therefore, these battles are best remembered for the epic physical battles between Alonzo Mourning and Patrick Ewing. Since then, the Knicks have seen their ex, Riley, go on to bigger and better things. Number 5. Lakers vs. Spurs, 90s-2000s. To a great extent, the Lakers and Spurs recreated the dynamic of the 1980s Celtics-Lakers rivalry. Los Angeles was still Showtime Central in the Shaq and Kobe era. but they were matched and often defeated by Greg Popovich and the Spurs, a team that just played basketball right. From 1999 to 2004, these were quickly the two best teams in the sport and met 5 times in the playoffs. Sure, the Lakers won 3 of the matchups, but suspicions about pro-Lakers officiating in that era make us wonder if they were really the better team. Number 6. Warriors vs. Cavs, 2010s. The Warriors and Cavs aren't regional rivals and have no history of animosity. But a grudge match will emerge when you meet for 4 straight NBA Finals, especially well-matched ones. These series were billed as Steph Curry against LeBron. But the truth is, Curry had more help, primarily when Kevin Durant played alongside him. So it's no surprise the Cali team won 3 out of 4 matchups. However, that last sweep in 2018 was a proper display of dominance. Number 7. Pacers vs. Bulls, 90s. The Pacers-Bulls rivalry was sometimes forgotten among the better-known MJ foils. But The Last Dance reminded us of the monumental struggles between Jordan and Reggie Miller. They had many contentious regular season matchups before finally meeting head-on in 1998. In one game, Jordan even got into a fight and was suspended, a rare occurrence. And their one playoff battle was a 7-game thriller, ultimately won by Chicago. Number 8. Heat vs. Spurs, 2013-14. It is not a rivalry with a rich history, but an intense one, focusing on the 2013 and 2014 NBA Finals. Ray Allen, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade helped Miami to a 7-game win in the first of these. In 2014, a young Kawhi Leonard led San Antonio to a lopsided 4-1 victory. But unlike many of the other rivalries here, this one inspired deep mutual respect. And when Wade played his last game in San Antonio, the team prepared a beautiful ceremony for the legend. Number 9. Celtics vs. Lakers, 2008-2010. The Celtics-Lakers rivalry never truly went away. But the Celtics faded from contention, and it disappeared into the background. But when Boston put together a fantastic team in the late 2010s, it was on like Donkey Kong. The Ray Allen-Kevin Garnett alongside Paul Pierce Big Three beat them by 6 in the 2008 Finals. Before the 2009-10 season, Phil Jackson told Pierce, "Get it back. We want to meet you in the Finals." LA wanted their revenge and got it in 2010 as Kobe did his thing. We are sure there will be future fantastic matchups between these two teams. Number 10. Jazz vs. Bulls, late 90s. Perhaps this is the most one-sided rivalry, but it provided some fabulous moments. Utah had their best team ever in 1997 and 1998, led by John Stockton and Karl Malone. But in both years, they fell to the Bulls in 6 in the finals. The most famous moment was the iconic 1997 flu game, when Jordan played through a fever to bury Utah. These are the most significant titanic clashes in the NBA so far. But have no doubt, great new rivalries are in our future, and some of these old ones will flare up most unexpectedly.